looking at the mass number now for the first 20 elements. We did
Yeah.
the atomic number already, so now we're going to be looking at the mass number. All right. So do you know how to identify the mass number?
Not really.
All right. So tell me exact. All right. So in some periodic table, it can be a bit confusing, right? In some periodic table, you will see them writing the elements like this, right? Probably you would have so for example, you have carbon, you'd see them have 6 up top, and then below the carbon, you'll see them having something like probably like 12 point something, right? Probably 12.0.
Oh, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to add the 6 and the 12.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily, no. But that's how I explain it.
Yeah.
You'd have to add something, but it's not the 6 and the 12. Right? But in some books, this is how you're seeing your periodic table, like you see 6 up top, and then you'd see like probably 12 down at the bottom. Or no?
No.
Or how is your periodic table arranged?
You have the atomic number at bottom, followed by the protons, and then the atomic mass number.
Where is the atomic number? Where exactly do they put the atomic number? At the bottom or at the top?
Under the bottom.
Oh. All right. So the idea is that when you're drawing it or when you're writing it, right, you want to put the mass number at the top, which would be right here. When you're drawing it, when you write it in the book, you put in the mass number. So when you're drawing it in the book, right, you're gonna put the mass number at the top, and the atomic number should be at the bottom, just like how you're seeing it arranged in this right here. That's how it's supposed to look. The mass number at the top, right at the left, right, and then the mass number at the top, which would be over here, and then the atomic number at the bottom, which would be here. We have A, which is the mass number, and then Z, which is the atomic number. So you're following? You're following, Morgan?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Now, in identifying the mass number, long and short of it, when you're looking on the periodic table, it would be the mass number would be the bigger number of the two numbers that you're seeing on the periodic table. Now, there's a particular trick to that, because in some periodic tables you would see like the bigger number would have like decimals, right? Like in your periodic table, are you seeing decimals?
Yeah.
Or no? All right. So, for example, let's use carbon. Let's use carbon. Which two numbers are you seeing on the section that you have carbon?
6 and 12.017.
When you're writing the mass number, right, you don't normally write it like with decimals. You write it as the only exception would be chlorine, where you have the 35.5, right? But when you're writing the mass number for the elements, you're not gonna write it with any decimals. Gonna write it as a whole number. The exception you'd have chlorine, which you have 35.5. As I said before, when you're looking at the periodic table, the bigger number of the two numbers would be the mass number. You get that?
Yeah.
I mean, in the comment section, we're gonna talk about how we get the mass number, but we're just focusing on how we identify the atomic number and the mass number. No, in the periodic table. Now for carbon, right? What's the bigger number that you're seeing?
12.
Good. So the bigger number would be 12. Now in writing the symbol for carbon, it would be 12 and 6. This one would be the mass number, and this one would be good. So that would be the mass number, and then the atomic number would be the one at the bottom. So we're gonna be writing the atomic number and the mass number for the first 20 elements, right? But we're not gonna be writing the names. We're just gonna be writing the symbols. Or if you want us to write the name, we can do that. But I think the symbol would be better. So we're gonna be doing the first one, which would be hydrogen. And look on the periodic table. What are you seeing?
H.
H.
Capital H.
What's the bigger number what's the mass number that you're seeing?
1.
And the atomic number is
1.
good. So it's 1 and 1. And then we're gonna be doing the second one, and we identified from our previous section of the video that it would be what?
Sir?
So we identify in our previous video, right, that the second element would be what?
The second element, mass number.
Just give me the name and the atomic and the mass number and the atomic number. What did we say the second one was again?
Helium.
Good. So it's helium, which is represented by He. And then that. What's the mass number? What's the bigger number?
4.
Good. 4 and 2.
2.
Good. And then the third one, what's the third one?
Lithium.
And what's the mass number for lithium?
6.
What is 6 point what?
6.9.
So you're gonna round that off. When you round that off, right, it's 6.9, you're gonna get what?
Sir?
You round the 6.9 off, what are you going to get? So the 6.9 would be closer to 6, or would it be closer to 7?
7.
Good. So that whole number there would be 7. So it's 7 and what's the atomic number again?
Sir?
What's the atomic number for lithium?
3.
Good. So it's 3. Alright, so we continue. Now we're moving on to the fourth one. Let's move on. So beryllium, which would be Be, would be what? What would be the mass number?
9.
Good. So it's 9 and
4. 4 for the atomic number.
Good. And let's move to 5 now. Let's move to the fifth one.
Boron.
So it's 5. What's the mass number?
10.
Look and double check it. What's the 10 point? What's the nearest whole number? So what is what? Nearest whole number would be 11. And moving on to the sixth.
Sir?
What's
6.
the carbon? And then the mass number would be what?
12.
Good, 12. And then the seventh one?
Nitrogen. And the mass number 14.
So that's 14. And then what about the eighth?
Oxygen. Mass number 16.
What about the ninth?
Fluorine. Mass number 19.
19 and 9. What about 10 now?
Neon. Atomic number 10. Mass number 20.
Moving on to the next one now, which would be 11.
Sodium.
Good. So it's 11
Na.
and what? So it's Na.
11 and 23.
Good. And then moving on to the next one.
Magnesium.
which would be what?
Uh, mass number 24, atomic number 12.
And then next one,
Aluminum.
aluminum. For
Atomic
same.
number 13.
And
Mass number 27.
good. Next one,
Silicon.
symbol is SI. What's
Atomic
the? Go ahead.
14 and mass number 28.
Good. Uh, and then what about the next one?
Phosphorus.
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 So that's 15 and what?
15 and 31. 31.
And then sulfur.
16 and 32.
And then the other one, which would be the 17,
Chlorine.
fluorine.
Chlorine.
Good. So, and that would be 35, 30 what?
17 and 35.
In most cases, and what exactly is the decimal?
35.4.
Point four what? What's after the point four?
Sir?
So it's 34. What did you? It's 30 what?
35.453.
So it's 34.45. That's how you have it in. That's how it is in the book.
No.
Alright, so in most cases, right, you'll see them writing it as 35.5, right? But when it comes down to like you have isotopes, they don't normally write it like 35.5. You'd have like 35, have 37, right? But most of in some books, you'll see them have it as 35.5, right?
Yeah.
And then you would have what's
Argon.
the 8?
AR.
And then so it's what, 18 and what?
40.
Good. So that would be 18 and 40, and then 19,
Potassium.
which would be
K. Okay. 19 and 39.
and then 20
Calcium.
would be
20 and 40.
right. Good. So these are the atomic number and the mass number for the first 20 elements, right? Which is definitely what you need to know, right? Any questions?
No, sir.
So it's pretty much straightforward once you practice, right? We're gonna be looking at, but not now. We're gonna be looking at how we get the mass number and the atomic number, right? How do we arrive at each? But it's gonna be a different lesson, right? So if you're interested, you can also watch some videos, right? Because we did videos on that as well, right? So we're gonna end this. This is where we're gonna end for today, right? Because I think we have done a lot as it relates to the mass number and the atomic number.
Yeah.
Any question?
No, sir.
Yeah, man. So for those who are watching this video again, right? Remember though, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Right. We have free customized worksheets, study guides that you can get online. I can also book a private tutor. You can also reach out to us, and you can share the link as well, because this is free information. We're putting it on YouTube. We're trying to do our best, right, to make it feasible for students. So just spread the word, right? Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment as well. Until next time, peace.